The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny.
Welcome back to the best no judgment zone space in the world, because neither one of us don't have any law degrees. I am Holy Roller Marvelous.
And I am not your average. You're soon done, Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show.
Let's start the show.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of everything, to the folks that know us, you already know what you're getting into. To the ones that are new, because I realize every damn episode is new people jumping in.
You catch a new one. We catch
new peoples and stuff. So we welcome you. Like, comment, subscribe, send your Ask the Sons questions. Hit us up on YouTube so you can see all the live action between my holy roller self and Terrace over there. And, he's trusting in God today.
I'm trusting in God.
And, yes, we can proceed to some things. How are you today?
I'm well, man. That's just
Happy Kwanzaa to the folks that might get this. We
Happy
did this a little different day. Happy Kwanzaa to the masses that celebrate.
Happy Christmas if you still
and to people like me,
if you still celebrate.
Merry Christmas.
He's still
Feliz
celebrating.
Christmas Kwanzaa to all, because me, I don't discriminate. I'm not woke. I do go to sleep, so I'm not woke. The fact that I'm gonna say we not celebrating any kind of non-black traditions and everything.
He's like me. He's in it for the food. Don't follow this dude.
You're goddamn right. I don't get gifts. I don't get gifts. I don't get gifts. All the gifts go to my son.
But you know what? It is this season that people do turn that Grinch frown into a smile and try to show a little bit more cheerful side. So if you did that and you're part of the merriment, you know what I mean? At least, it's a break from what we've been going through over this past couple of months and so forth like that.
Keep it real with you. Before, I want to say, even a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I look at it where you have a situation with some people. Like, there's one guy, he says all the time, that song, it's the most wonderful time. This man, he said it, he's like, it's the most fakest time of the year. So I'm like, damn, why you like that? And
right.
he said, yo, everybody's too fake. But I'm like, you might as well end the year off on a good note, on a lighter note.
Might as well.
And everything. I'm like, so you rather take the spit over champagne?
You know what? If you just have 365 days in the year, right? And a chance for at least one of them, is gonna be a good day. Then we should be thankful, right? That at least one of them is a good day and we could enjoy it.
I agree.
But I think the best part about it is just realizing and recognizing what the season is really supposed to mean and what it's really about.
So what does it mean to you?
Well, I mean,
what's the season? What does the season mean to you?
For me, it's about fellowship.
Okay.
Right? It's getting together with your fellow man, your family, your loved ones, and actually just celebrating the good. Whatever that good may be, we use Jesus Christ as a symbol of Christianity for Christmas, as that representation of good during this season. But whatever your good may be, man, if people come from different backgrounds, all walks of life, and they adhere to this celebration because it's about goodness. You know what I mean? Whether they're Buddhist, whether they're coming from a Muslim tradition, whether they celebrate Christmas because of what it's about, what the meaning is supposed to be about.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So I mean, we stick with that and get. I think too much of the commercialism has crept in it, and that's what kind of, for me, that's what kind of taints it all. But if we can remove that and get back to just what it really means, then I mean, I had fun. I went around and showed my face, because you really can't stay indoors too long with anybody. No, these rules is getting stringent.
Lockdown in Ontario.
So I showed my face and kept it moving, and that was about it.
That's what's up. Yeah, no, I want to say everybody has a different meaning to, I guess, this time of the year.
Yeah.
But I want to say on the Western world, like the North American side, I think we've all adapted to the fact that Christmas and New Year's are like not too far from each other. And pre-COVID, it was all about gatherings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because either you gather with your family or a family for Christmas.
Yeah.
You might gather with your friends or some people's for the New Year's run.
And everything, when you just think about it, of course, it's a traditional holiday, right? From the root of it to what just family has come together and made it about. So
that's not everybody, though.
Not everybody, but when, you know what I mean, God rest his soul, when my mom was around, it would be like Christmas dinner. All the family would come to Nickel Street and have a Christmas dinner party, you know what I mean, dinner and so forth like that. But New Year's Eve, it would be Auntie B's house. And that would be a tradition. Christmas, you know where to be on Christmas Day, you know where to be on New Year's breakfast morning. Right? And people have, you know, formed their traditions around this time of year. And it's just one of those things where I'm not sure if you think it's just Western? You think it's just a Western thing, or you think come year, like the end of the year celebration around the world,
I don't know,
we kind of get together and
I don't want to impede and speak about something that I don't know.
Right.
I do know other cultures do celebrate Christmas.
Right.
I don't know how deep they go in on Christmas, because myself, I'm always more on this North American side.
Right.
To be Canada, America for Christmas. Right now, I know other cultures, countries do celebrate Christmas, but I don't know how hard they go in the paint. And then, much as when it comes to the New Year's run,
I wonder how it is like in
Chinese New Year's.
Well, I was about to say, I
Exactly.
wonder how it is like in China, because if you're not
If you're gonna
Christian,
celebrate, exactly,
then you don't really celebrate Christmas during the Chinese
that's what I'm saying.
holiday.
It's not a religious thing like that, right?
Right.
Because when people say Jesus is the reason for the season,
Right.
and I mean, last time I checked, we got old Saint Nick, you know, in the red and white. He don't look like Jesus.
But is that like that in like a place like China though?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, and I don't want to like proclaim and stuff like that either. Because if I don't know, like they might. I know in Japan they still do like the whole red and white, but I don't know if they do the Santa dance like that.
Right.
So like they do like the Santa hats, Santa costumes, and all that type of thing.
Okay.
But the old Saint Nick fat white dude, when there's no really white dudes in Asia like that, or in Japan.
It's funny because I was just learning up on the Japanese culture itself, and it's one of those things where they've given so much of their culture in return to adapt what they considered American culture to fit in on a world economic scheme and be embraced by the world. So I can see them taking up something like a Christmas celebration, because that would be like an American thing to them. You know what I mean? Like, if we want to assimilate or become more like them, then we got to take on these cultures and those traditions also.
So we need more submissive women. We need more submissive women, because they, in their culture, the Japanese culture, men come first, women come second. We need to adapt to their culture since they adapting to ours.
I think that one part of the culture, they're not gonna try and bring or adapt anytime soon.
Nah, but yeah, it's all good. I was just, like people, like I said, I'm happy to see people like walking around, moving around and stuff. Like even like the midst of the whole kind of year, how it turned out to be. Yeah. On a more friendlier and kosher type of vibe. And, people like even like around like my building and everything like that, they're super extra friendly and stuff. Yo, real quick, ponder a thought,
Ponder away.
Side topic. CNI dogs.
Okay.
Right? For the blind.
Yeah.
Who picks up their dog shit?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, okay. So I thought I was high. See, I thought I was on cocaine. There's a dude living in a building.
Yeah.
He's walking, like he's cutting across the snow. Right. With his CNI dog and stuff, whatever, while I'm like cleaning off the car. And he had the whole blind cane, whatever, right? Yeah. I'm like, who's picking up the dog shit? Cause I seen the dog like squat down and drop a deuce.
Uh-huh.
I kind of kept it moving, so I was like,
I don't know, Marv. I don't know who will be picking up that dog shit.
okay, I'm ready to get a dog now. So I'm just get a dog. I'm gonna make sure I get a CNI cane.
And is that what she said?
So soon as my dog shit, I'm blind. I don't see shit.
This is what we're doing.
I don't see shit.
What about
That's a life hack.
What about the first hot honey that passes you?
Is someone there? Hello? Is someone there?
You gonna hit her with a CNI stick?
No, I'm hitting with the ray. The ray. Did you hear that? My heart skipped a beat. Yes.
You an idiot.
All right, man. Let's get into some shit real quick. Let's talk about the polls. Immortality. Are you taking it or not? We know you're wild and wacky.
I'm taking it, man. I'm taking it, man. I'm bringing two people with me.
But then you put too much remixes and variations after the recording, so we'll put the masses to the folks at home listening.
Right.
We'll retouch up on the remixes that y'all miss.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Exhibit A over there on that side of the room. This man said, can he take two people? Now, he mentioned that on the show.
Yes.
He said he would take me and he would take his significant other
Right.
to rock with him for eternity.
Eternity.
I didn't really want to fuck with it, but it's all his choice.
Well, I mean, originally we had Chappelle, but he thought he was going to get roasted probably the first, 500 years, and then he didn't feel that either, so.
Yeah, I might bust his head to the white meat for one little quick sec. But then the remix was that you don't live forever, you live to 1,000 years.
You get the Millennium Pass.
You get a Millennium Pass.
You get the Millennium Pass.
You get a Millennium Pass. I wasn't so opposing to the Millennium Pass.
No.
But when you know, like, it's year 998, you don't feel the type of way and stuff. You're like, oh my gosh, this is it. It's coming. Are you happy for it? Are you scared for it? Do you want an extension? Do you want another Millennium Pass? But when we polled it to the masses, 56% said no, they're not taking Immortality.
Yeah.
And then you have the other percentages saying yes. Cause, man, people just want rest. People want rest.
People want rest, but some people want godlike powers. You don't get that after the first 500 years.
Yikes. You're gonna work hard for that shit. You got nothing else to do.
Shoot.
All right, I'm still opposed. I'm still opposed on it. But the 1,000 years thing, I think I could probably see that. Because if I'm living 1,000 years, I want to say the age for me would be like 27.
Right.
27, 28 was good for me. Body-wise and mental capacity, I was good. And I'm still building on that as we speak. So my body never changes from age 27. And I just can keep retaining great information. I'll run with that for 1,000. I don't know about the whole eternity dance.
Okay.
But like I would be like I know I'd be distraught to know my kids die.
Now, when you say age 27, because we pulled the family on this. My daughter said something that we had to stop and say, yeah, that made sense.
Well,
now,
yeah.
when you say age 27,
Yeah.
is that physicality wise, or is that the entire package? Physicality wise, mentally,
Physicality wise.
Okay.
Physicality wise, because I feel like with me is just a personal growth type of thing.
Right.
I shouldn't be the same Marv I was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I got to be smarter, wiser, better, mentally, and everything. Like this may seem like a podcast to people that don't know.
Yeah.
But this is more of a growth and development teaching kind of thing. I guess with a comedy aspect, because we try to find the beauty in things.
Exactly.
And the greater things is the laughter is the best medicine. And
Of
stuff
course.
as well, right?
That's it.
So I mean, when it comes down to it, if I have like a negative type of characteristic or behavior that I had like 2 weeks ago, like I want well, we ain't talking about no women. So if I had a toxic trait,
If you had a toxic trait,
right, and I looked at that and I'm like, damn, that's kind of fucked up of me.
Yeah.
I should do a little bit better.
right.
I try and make those steps and those changes and stuff to be the best version of myself possible.
Yeah,
So
I can see it.
So from like that cultivating from like 27, where my body's not changing, because once I hit my 30s, I was like getting random ass body pain.
So you're trying to
I'm trying to
skip
avoid
the
all
pain?
that shit. Like, I remember one day I woke up when I was 30, like maybe like a month or two into 30.
Yeah.
I woke up and then I think like I caught a wicked ass Charlie horse out of my sleep. So I'm just laying there like, and like, yo, my calf. I thought this was it.
I just think though, I mean, if you live up to 1,000 years, right?
You gonna want another millennium pass?
No, I don't think you. I don't think you really have to be choosy about which age you kind of want to land with.
Nada. You definitely gonna be.
But how? Why?
Because the thing and stuff is that, okay, you are 46.
Right.
How many times has your body did something weird that you didn't like within the past 5 years?
Oh, tons of times.
Exactly.
But
But that's what I'm saying. Like at that time, like that under 30 mark,
right.
I feel like your body and stuff is kind of honing in to like, yo, the best format possible. That's why they say like your prime.
But okay, but think about, and this is why I say, if you live or you get the Millennium Pass, right? Why it really wouldn't matter? Because what if you get the Millennium Pass at 50?
Okay.
Age of 50, right? Aches and pains. You got the icy hot pack. You know what I mean? Shaq's your best friend. The first 100 to 200 years, you can research how to get that body back.
I don't know. You make it seem like it's so simple.
But
I'm looking for a brain transplant after that.
you looking for a brain transplant?
Yo, facts.
You could get a body transplant.
Yeah, but that body might not be immortal, so you kicking the bucket. That's what I said. Like, yo, what is you trying to do?
But I'm telling you, if you're immortal, I'm thinking within the first 100 years, I'm just gonna study biology. I'm just gonna study biology.
Picture 50 years old.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say picture every day you wake up and stuff, and you have a slight body pain until, we'll say every day you wake up,
Right.
you wake up with a slight body pain, and you do this for like 3 years. So
Okay.
like at 53, you're like, yo, you had the slight body pain. Multiply that bitch by what? You said 100 years?
Mm-hmm.
So now you're 150 years old.
Right.
And you wake up every day with this slight body pain. You think,
But then I fix it, and then
How?
from 100, I cure it.
you're going to cure it?
Yes, man.
Okay.
What
All
else-
right, Professor
What else am I
Iris.
gonna do with my time?
Okay. Spend your time in your research. Why not?
Exactly.
People have been trying to research the cure for AIDS for decades already and still ain't get nowhere. And you think this shit's gonna magically appear?
I haven't had anybody who lived for 100 years,
Okay.
200
yeah,
years,
but they
300
pass on
years.
information.
500 years.
Anywho, on to the next poll. Fucking
I'm
guy.
gonna do it.
Most people claim they can handle rejection. 85% said yes. I'm just trying to understand. I think the 50% of people are on cocaine, bath salts, crocodile, the crocodile, a little cheap, and like watered down versions of crack to expect to say that they know how to handle rejection. I'm gonna stop y'all right there. No, y'all don't know how to handle rejection. Okay, I'm not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, and stuff. That's why I kept it vague and basic as possible in general.
Right.
Right? People thinking like, oh, if I'm trying to talk to somebody
Yeah.
and they don't adhere to me or they don't look that way, I can shrug it off and get over it. Let's talk about rejection with your job.
Right.
Let's talk about you don't get that promotion you feel like you earned and you deserve. Let's talk about like kicking the bucket in the wheel for somebody and everything. Somebody that didn't get the immortality hookup.
Right.
And they about to kick the bucket and leave the wheel and everything like that.
Sucks.
And you were there from day one.
Sucks
with,
for them.
with Granny B giving her sponge baths, rubbing the foot, putting coconut oil on her feet and her back.
See if they were part of my trio.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Anywho, rejection. Can you handle rejection properly?
I think I've developed a skin to handle rejection properly.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
How long did it take you now?
Probably late 20s.
Late 20s.
Yeah.
What did you do? Like how did you?
I just realized that over time, just you know what I mean, you get rejected, you feel it for a while, but then you bounce back. And after
That's easier said than done. The way you just said it.
no, it's easier said than done, but each time that you go through it, I believe it gets easier. right?
Okay, so give me an example now.
For an example.
You trying to pick up a chick on the street or something like that? Or were we...
Okay, yeah. For example,
Okay,
you're trying to pick up a chick on the street, right?
all right. I'll be that hypothetical chick. Go ahead, shoot your shot. Shooters gonna shoot.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? I noticed you looked kind of, bored here, standing at the bus stop. I'm driving that way. Do you need a lift?
I'm fine in my bus pass self. I don't need a man for a car. I have a vibrator to get me go boom, boom, boom.
Okay. Well, have a nice day.
Thank you. You have one too.
Bitch!
Wow! That's... you didn't have that rejection.
No, that's the first one.
Okay.
That's the first one. I told you I had to work at it.
Right.
Believe me, the second and third time will go a lot more smoother than that.
I got you. So,
You know what I mean?
so okay.
The second time I'll be like, well, maybe she's not really a bitch. Maybe she really does have a boyfriend. Okay, see you later.
You know, he's like, bitch! It felt like Too Short was saying it the way it hurt, like it hit kind of hard. Okay, so
But
go ahead.
Jokes aside, though, I mean, I think after a while you realize that life will go on. Life doesn't stop.
Facts.
Right? So the longer you take thinking about it or wallowing in that disappointment, the less time you give yourself, the chance of doing other things or chance of achieving other things that, might lead to blessings or, greater expectations than what you've been disappointed from.
I want to say, like, with me, you're right. Rejection is a process, and you get to learn. You should learn.
Yeah,
You should.
You
learn.
should.
I think, like with me, I had a situation where, one of my ex girls, she was into salsa, right?
Right.
And she would take salsa classes on the Saturday and all the above, and they had a thing.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna ask you what chip she take her salsa with.
Might be a fighter pilot named Chip now. Who knows?
Who knows?
But in any case, I think Tuesday, one day during the week, they had this thing called salsa on the sidewalk.
Salsa on a sidewalk.
So they would go to I guess kind of like a park type setting, because those park entrances, those sidewalks are kind of huge.
Yes.
And opening.
Right.
So they would play the music in the grass, and they would just salsa
on the sidewalk,
on the sidewalk
there.
and stuff. So cars driving past can see group of people going in and might want to say, "Oh, this seems fun.
Okay.
We should take a lesson." And then on the Saturdays they teach this class.
Right.
I went one time with her, and she would I think we would do practice salsa things in the house and everything and stuff, because I'm a good man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have fun with my woman.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I had some type of the basics and stuff kind of mastered.
You had it down.
I had it down.
You had it down.
Had it down. So then I think one day she's like, "Oh, I'm going to the thing." And I'm like, I'll roll with you. You know, I ain't doing shit this Tuesday.
So she's a little bit more than the basics.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
She's on intermediate, bootleg, advanced.
Okay.
Right.
And she didn't give you no type of warning or anything.
No,
like that,
she gave me a warning.
She gave you a warning.
She's like, "Yo,
Yeah.
this is a tough crowd."
Right, but you stuck like your papa.
Yeah. She's like, "It's a tough crowd, but you good to go whenever the basics thing." And when you want to tap out,
pep talk, that
just
pep
get to the
talk.
side. So I'm like, "All right, cool." So me, people person, you know. And I guess the presentation, so the peoples that knew her, they're like, "Oh, shit, she can dance."
Right,
so hopefully the dude she's rocking with
yeah.
can dance.
Yeah.
Right? I'm stepping on this lady toes and shit like that, because she's doing the little advanced flamenco.
Right. Because she can't basic it down because you're there. No, she's still got to be informed.
So I was like, shit. I'm like, damn, there's a lot more I need to learn, whatever, right? So set lady and stuff, she was looking like when we first started, she wasn't even Spanish. She was like, "Ooh, you smell so nice."
Okay.
I'm like, "Bless your heart," and everything like that. And then I'm trying to just, in my head, I'm trying to do 1, 2, 1, 2,
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah.
And she just,
You can't keep
she's
with the
just going.
conversation.
Yeah, she's trying to talk. So, you have kids? You have a family? I'm
let
like,
me concentrate.
I'm like, fuck you, let me focus. So I'm doing the 1s and 2s, and then I'm there, and I stepped on her foot several times.
Right.
She kind of put the word out "Yo, don't let the looks fool you with that one over there with the big forehead." he ain't shit. So it's kind of like I kind of took a breath.
Right.
My ex, she going like we're talking about like different dudes and stuff. I didn't mind different dudes dancing with her and everything.
Yeah.
This is how the class is.
And that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So different dudes are dancing with her. They're mastering all the above. I'm like, shit. So I went up to another woman. I'm like, yo, you know, would you want to dance? She's like, and she kind of, I think she made eye contact with the other one, like, abort mission, girl, abort mission. She's like, I'm good. But somebody else came to ask her for the dance. She got her happy-go-lucky ass up after a minute I asked her.
Yeah, nah.
So I was like,
she needed steel toes to dance with you.
Fucked up. It kind of hurt. I want to say it's not even a picking up like the opposite sex trying to find a mate.
Right.
I got me a woman.
Yeah.
But I'm at this place, I'm getting rejected on this type of level. So I'm like, I went back in the car, we were leaving.
Right.
And she's like, babe, do you have fun? I'm like, nah, I know you showed me no love like that, whatever. She's like, but I danced with you. She did. My girl came back around.
Right,
she
right.
danced with me and stuff, whatever, right? But I'm like, yeah, but I wanted to dance with other people's and stuff because I'm used to kind of like your step. But I'm like, I treated it like a case study.
Yes.
For myself. I'm like, yo, what did I do wrong? Besides, well, obviously I stepped on a woman's foot.
Right.
But I'm like, how can I make myself better and not take that rejection so serious? Because it fucked with me. Because if one song is about like 4 to 5 minutes long, right?
Right.
And I dance half of a song with one woman, and I'm trying to pick up other women to dance with.
Do you think it would have been different? Like when you danced with the first lady, was it like, did you go over and, you know what I mean, introduce yourself, let's dance, or did she come and grab you? Like how was it initiated?
So how it was initiated is kind of like she was standing around.
Right.
Right? She was standing around. I guess she was getting ready to sip her water because I guess they were there before.
Right.
We got there a little bit after, I would say, before the sun went down because it was like an evening kind of thing. So when we got there, my girl at the time, she seen her people. She's like, hey, hey.
Yeah.
And then she talked to like a few, and then she pointed me out. She's like, you know, that's my boyfriend. I'm
right.
like, how you doing? She's like, oh, so you got your steps together? I'm like, for sure. I'm gonna see what I got. Whatever.
Right.
You know, teacher over here and everything. So the girl, she's like, well, help yourself and stuff, whatever. Like, you know, everybody's here friendly.
Right.
Everybody's open.
Right.
And everybody knows it's all fun. So I'm like, can they spot a rookie?
Okay.
She said, no, but in any case and stuff, whatever, just initiate that, you know, you're a beginner and they'll go slow.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask you. With your first exchange before you started dancing, did you let her know that?
I let her know whatever because
okay.
The dirtbag in me.
Right.
I'm like, well, my woman is good looking.
Yeah.
But I'm like, let me go look for another good looking woman to go dance with since it's only going to be for this moment. So I went for the hottest looking woman there. I'm like, can you dance? She's like, sure. So I'm like, sweet. She said yes, like fast. So in my head, I'm like,
She said yes.
I'm cute.
She said yes real
I'm
fast.
feeling cute. Might delete it later.
Let me tell you why she said yes real fast.
Why?
Because she knows she bad. And she know anybody coming to ask her to dance, gotta be a dance.
That's the other end of the spectrum, folks. I didn't look at it like that. But then again, I was 23 years old at the fucking time.
Yeah.
So it came to that. And then when I was all stepping on her foot, I'm like, God damn.
Because she probably had on pretty feet. Louisiana, she had pretty feet, didn't she?
Yeah. I felt bad.
Yeah.
I felt real bad. And I was emotional.
That's what garnished the look over from the other gun. And she like,
Yeah. So I think like 2 weeks later, I went back with my ex.
right.
And damn right, I practiced on some of the steps hard. Like it was like I went to the damn class. And she's like, just come to the class on Saturday. Like, no, it's against my religion to wake up early on Saturday because I'm off on the weekends, right? So eventually I got like the intermediate kind of stepping game at the time.
Yeah.
Which was kosher because I went back and then I seen her in the vicinity. She looked at me. She's like, did you get better? I'm just joking. I'm like, I did. I'm just serious. Whatever, right? So she served me. It was a volleyball spike, man.
Wow.
Then I went to go do the ones and twos and I realized that like, yo, I did get better.
Yeah.
And she's like, well done. And then after that, they start flocking. They're like, oh, you know, such and such boyfriend
Yeah.
is a mover now, right?
Yeah.
And I can look at it like, fuck this shit. I'm not fucking with this salsa thing no more.
Right.
Or treat it like a case study and try to work on myself to get better with the fact that 4 women in less than 5 minutes told me no to dance with me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing, like, even with me picking up women and everything, too. Like, I'm dark and I'm handsome, just missing the tall part, you know?
So
I
there
mean,
you go.
Some women, they're looking for, like, 6-foot guys with the beards. They cheaters, ladies. And they might not be to, I might not be to their ideal liking.
To their liking, right. Yeah.
So the fact that I'm not to the ideal liking and everything like that, I shouldn't take it so personal. And that's what my thing was. When it comes to rejection, people take a lot of things very personal when it comes to rejection.
Yeah.
Instead of learning from it.
I think for some people though, it's I don't know if it's the way they're just brought up.
Yeah, but
I think it's just conditioning. I would believe, right?
I want to say,
And then I would say conditioning, and then it's maybe self-esteem. Probably have to a little bit to in there, because you don't have a low self-esteem, so being dark and handsome without the tall,
right.
maybe for a second might bother you because she's looking for the 6-foot dude and she's 5'3".
Mm-hmm.
You might get offended because I'm tall enough for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then like, it's a preference. And you brush it off, right?
True.
But in that brief span of moment, you feel a little bit of you know what I mean? Like, what? Who are you? And a lot of times it's that too, right? Like, who are you to reject me? Like, what's your status? What makes you feel that you have the authority or the position to reject me?
I never looked at it and stuff like, who are you to reject me?
But some people look at it like that.
You're right. You're right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I looked at it like it was a situation where you can't desire things you can't control.
No, you can't.
If I wanted to dance and they said no, that's not in my place and stuff like that. I'm not a rapist type of dude or a forceful type of dude in that manner.
In that manner, right.
Person.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I look at it where it was something where I've got the no because it's something that just they didn't like about me. And the fact that, like I said, I'm treating like a case study because even if it was to try to pick up the opposite sex, and I realize every time I talk to a woman, I'm getting a no. Why not try to learn from me like, hey, Smooth, women don't have a problem saying no to you. What makes you so different from myself and stuff, whatever? Like, if I was to approach, and then you might have something like, maybe you brush your hair, maybe if the type of clothes you wear, something to help me or aid me and stuff, whatever, in a better selection process.
Yes, and it's funny because the more when you put it in that sense, the more that I think about it, maybe it's even the way that it's even just the way how you perceive that moment, right? Because sure, you're a rookie, you don't know the steps that well. You just stepped on Shorty's toes, right? What happened after that? You sat down, you thought about it for a minute. You're probably a little bit comprehensive from going to ask somebody else, but you see your girl doing things, you realize, okay, you just don't want to sit here all the time. So now you get up now and you go and try and ask somebody else, right? So all that time has gone by and you have done nothing.
The contemplating, right?
Right? Contemplating, right? When your girl already told you everybody's super friendly, everybody's this and that. Imagine if during that time, as opposed to contemplating, you were just socializing, just talking to people. And it was like, oh shit, dude may not know how to step, but he's a really cool dude. And then you're the life of the party, and so all of a sudden this girl's she's like, come, let's dance, and she pulls you now. And you're like, oh, I don't know how to dance. Oh, we're having fun. Could it, what I mean? Could it just be how we sort of perceive things, how they be and how we position ourselves in that moment?
Well, people's perception is a hell of a thing, right? And I mean, I look at it as where, in that circumstance, I could have, instead of shooting myself in the foot and saying, I should be dancing with a woman every damn song.
Right.
Because it was mad song. It was we're doing it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Right? I think it started at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and stuff. And they're doing 2 hours. We got there a little bit late. So I'm like, every 5 minutes, every 6 minutes, there's this new song coming on, whatever. I'm gonna dance and sweat my ass off and go to the house and knock this one out the park, whatever, right?
Right.
But I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, well, damn. And I'm like, okay, she told me no.
Right.
And these 3 told me no. So I'm like, I just got 4 no's and stuff. And the one I started with, whatever, is like, nah. And then my girl started dancing with me. So then more people are coming. They're looking like, oh, okay, he got a little groove because he's dancing with a chick we've seen at the class. Or she can cut a rug.
Yeah.
And everything like. So then there was more women came. And then like when I took a breather, I'm like, stuck out my hand. They're like, sure. And I'm like, I'm a rookie.
Right.
Bear with me.
Right.
And then
right,
so she's
right.
like, okay, I got you. So then she's teaching me in the process.
Right.
And she said it's just a more body close type of thing and just worry about outer steps while in her case she was the inner
steps.
So I was like, oh, that's a lesson. That's what I'm saying. Ask questions.
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask
Right,
questions because you're trying to better you. You're trying to be best version of you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because when you're expected that a rookie's gonna show up to a place like that.
Absolutely.
And they're showing up to a place like that because they want to learn, right? So people who are in love with that style of dancing, they love to teach it. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of being that willingness, being open, being willing to communicate. See, you just wanted to you wanted to shoot for the top. That was your damn problem.
Why not? Who the hell plays baseball and not trying to hit a home run?
Yeah, but I just told you what it was. She said to herself, "Oh, this nigga, he must got some steps. He coming to me, right?
The same guy walked to the home plate. He put his bat out there. He's like this, like just
you
to
know
let
what
you
else
know I'm here
happened?
to home run.
While she said, "Oh, this nigga, he must got some steps." All the other women, they're looking and saying, "Oh, that nigga, she going to Carmelita or whatever her name, because she got some magical name. He's going to go dance with Carmelita. Let's watch him." Now they watching you step all over her feet. And be like, nah. See, now if you went to somebody where, just the low key one first.
I don't know how the fuck
Work your way up.
I don't know who was low key or not. I
You
just looked at him like, you look hot.
My girl is fire. She
looks
just as
hot.
fire.
I was like, yes. Can't go home with you. Can dance with you though. Fuck it, let's run. So yeah, but rejection. I think a lot of people we've probably told ourselves that. Now, I don't know these people personally. Some I do, some I don't. The ones who voted in the poll, we thank you again for the votes. But I feel like a lot of people just look lightly into some of the things.
Yeah.
And then when it gets down to the whole technicality, like a conversation like this,
Right.
this is where they realize and stuff what they thought was strengths are more weaknesses that they need to develop on. But it's a learning process, right?
For sure.
Trial and error.
For sure.
Let's talk about the peoples in Little Rock, Arkansas, in their neighborhood standing together with the black family. So there's a black family. They put up a black Santa's, with the machine, the air machine and stuff, the black Santa inflated outside their house. That family, a few days after they put the Santa up, received a letter from somebody in the neighborhood claiming that they were Santa Claus.
Right.
And in the letter, paraphrasing everything, basically saying like, "Hi, just let you know, I am Santa Claus, and I'm not a Negro. I'm Caucasian. White in your words." That's what it says in the thing. White in your words. So please stop lying to the children in the neighborhood and letting them think that I am Negro, which I am not.
Right.
And blah, 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 yours truly, Santa Claus. So the black family, the father or the husband, the husband's like, well, I did this all for my daughter. Mm-hmm. And no one helped spend or gave me money for decorations.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do things to benefit my daughter.
Of course.
Make sure my daughter had a good time. And she sees representation of her in it.
Yeah.
Other people in the neighborhood, because they approach other people and stuff as well about trying to figure out who wrote the letter.
Yeah.
Other neighbors and stuff, they're like, they're not with that racist shit. And Santa's a fictional character. They bought black Santas as well and inflated it in front of their homes and stuff. I believe 5 other homes in the neighborhood. So there's 6 including theirs. put their Santas up. These black Santas up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, with this racially impacted kind of year we had, like, was it really a problem to have a black Santa Claus?
Well, first I want to say kudos to the neighbors for stepping up. When I first caught wind of the story, it was maybe I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago. I seen it. I was either over the news or some social media post of the news piece itself.
Right.
And originally, when I heard it, it was the note. The person made it seem like it was like coming from like the homeowners association or like some neighborhoods association and so forth like that. So they had a representation of them on the news, and they vehemently denied it. You know, it wasn't them. We respect everybody and so forth like that. And at that time, they had shown a few of the neighbors,
right,
and a few of the neighbors were visibly upset, and you know, they're like, "Yo, my kids, they pass by his whole setup and they love it, right? Like what's wrong with it? They didn't see nobody wrong with it." And he was at that point when I seen it, like he was getting nothing but love from the neighborhood. So it's kind of weird. It's like you think it might be maybe somebody outside of that neighborhood and just seeing it, and it's just and how does it like.
I don't know.
How does it like get to you? How does something like that just get to you that you figure that you gotta write a damn note?
No, that shit was typed.
It's typed
and printed.
So you gotta type the. Well, I guess they want nobody to recognize the handwriting, probably.
Possibly,
Yeah, possibly.
But the thing and stuff is that you would think after a year in America with the racial divide and all the type of stuff that was brewing, couldn't let it slide? Like 1 year Black Santa? Like you can just let it slide?
But you know what? But it's probably just like how you mentioned it. Probably that one person probably never ever liked that idea, but just never had the guts or anything to do anything about it. A lot of people have been polarized this year, or throughout Trump's candidacy, to be more embracing, more bolden to do things that they wouldn't have necessarily done before.
What do you mean by that?
So it could be just someone typically who never liked the idea of a black Santa.
Right.
Probably in his own damn neighborhood, maybe seen 3 or 4, right? And maybe would probably never have done anything like this in the past, but because he feels so empowered by what's going on with all this racial tension and this whole thing, he feels so empowered that he's going to now go, I'm going to type this letter. This is my stand. I'm going to type this letter, make my stand. Santa's white, damn it.
You see, my thing and stuff is that if it's a fictional character, I don't give a fuck. Because it's a fictional character. So meaning the same way we tell a story about
The man drove
Kris
a
Kringle.
freaking sled powered by a reindeer with a freaking glowing red nose.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but if we're telling a story about it, who's to say like they're not telling the same story, like a local story in Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Like in Brazil, their remix and stuff is that Santa comes from Florida. Okay, that's north for them. So Santa comes from Florida. He's a white guy who's retired, but in that holiday run, he just got shit to do. He make his retirement more fun, and he gets on these flying reindeers and does the damn thing and drop off the gifts and stuff into the world. Every part of the world will remix a fictional character thousands of times. There's Cinderella. Cinderella's with the Wicked Stepsisters, whatever, right? And then they have the African one. They have like so many versions of Cinderella.
Even the same parts of the world remix their own characters.
Right.
A few times. Santa Claus probably got about 6 or 7 different origin stories.
With that being said, I don't understand what was the smoke or the issue when stuff pertaining to a fictional character. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think after this year, if you had a problem and stuff, whatever, and if you are the one, like if you're listening or if you ever get to you are racist and you do need help, my G.
But that's why I said I don't even think it's the fact that it's a fictional character. It's just the fact that somebody has made him black. And I feel empowered of what's been going on, right? I feel like, no, we're not gonna let you have Santa. he's white. So I'm going to make it known. I'm going to type this letter out. Angry white man says Santa's white. Damn it.
Yeah, I think somebody's lonely, bored. No woman to touch. Probably Virgin Radio special.
Next thing you know, Moses is going to be pulling a slut.
Possible. Some
Damn, Moose. It's right in there. Yeah, it's white.
How you know he talk like that though?
Yeah, it's white.
I don't know. Because okay, you and I
How
we
do
had
you type?
huh?
You tell a lot about the type. Maybe we need to examine the letter.
Oh, I seen the news put the letter up.
The
and
news put the
everything.
letter up?
Yeah, I can't tell race from friggin' typing from the letter.
He didn't type there's not Santa.
No. That wasn't there. I can tell when Jamaicans do their shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Feed me. Yeah, you see the Jamaican gleaner? Jeez. My feelings be hurt sometimes I read that thing. But then again, that's that language and stuff for that location.
Yeah,
right?
there you go, man.
I look at it stuff as that, all right. Another thing I wanted to talk about, like pertaining to culture. On cultures, do we focus more on women's virginities more than men's virginities?
Now, when you say culture, what do you mean?
North American culture.
North American culture.
Because, let's say you have movies like Porky's.
Right.
American Pie.
Yeah.
It's about guys losing their virginities and everything like that, right? But then you
Which is weird because who are they losing their virginities to?
to women. To women.
Yeah.
But then you have situations where we live in a world where in this North American culture, the quote unquote less bodies a woman has on her, like men she slept with,
right,
or people she slept with, the better. So ideally, the virgin being
right,
untouched,
right,
is the thing.
But that's all I was about to say. That's like a trope since the dawn of time, right? Like
right. And it's still here.
You gotta marry a virgin,
and it's
she's
still
gotta
here.
be you know what I mean? It's yeah.
I know a Muslim girl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she wasn't a virgin. I hope. Well, I don't name drop any damn way, but we did the damn deed.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I thought, in your culture, this don't pop off. And she's like, no. They sell bootleg hymens. Bootleg hymens go up in the vagina. So come to wedding night and consummation night, a few thrusts with the penis will bust this food coloring liquid, kind of like water, and make it look like fake blood coming out of the vagina. So hence, therefore, the guy's none the wiser. He's like, haha, my wife was a virgin. No, she's just a Kegel master who went on Amazon, because the girl showed me like 3 of them you can buy from Amazon for like $25.
Wow.
Yeah. You see, the fact that it's still focused on my woman has to be a virgin.
Yeah. But is that, would you say that's cultural or would you say that's religious in her sense, being that she's Muslim?
In her
because
sense,
then it's not, that would not only be a Western society thing, because you got Muslims in the eastern side of the world.
Correct, but you have Western Muslims and stuff over here as well, and
right,
they have to understand and stuff. Like, I can't tell people how to live, but we live in a different kind of world over here.
Right.
I don't expect our Muslim people in North America to act or move the same way as Muslims in Mecca. Like Muslims in Mecca, like when that prayer clock hit,
yeah,
the whole city's going mute to pray.
Okay, but that's why I ask you if you think it's a cultural aspect or a religious aspect. Because if you're looking at a religious aspect, I'm pretty sure from a religious standpoint, they'd want you to be a virgin too.
Yeah, because even like if, in the whole jihadist thing, it's
right,
like they promise you like virgins.
Right.
They don't promise you women.
No.
They promise you virgins.
They give you 23, I think.
70-something virgins. 70-something virgins.
70-something.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't like how they didn't specify what kind of virgin. Is it men virgin or women virgins? Because I need to be specific. Like,
we didn't specify, we tried. So
I get kind of scared. So I'm like, okay. But I think a cultural kind of thing, because if it's going to be a preempt type of thing over here, you should. I can't tell people, like, I don't want to say it like I'm telling people and stuff. But there comes an aspect where, like, you got to understand, like, you might not be the first guy she's been digging.
Yeah.
And much as if you didn't meet her young. Let's say you met her even at 28. You met her at 28.
But has there ever been a girl that you've been with that you thought was, or you would?
Thought it was a virgin.
Yeah. Most of the women that I've been with in my life, I hadn't expected to be a virgin. Probably there's only maybe one girl that I was with who said she was, and probably at the time I probably wouldn't know no better, so I would have probably just had to just believe her.
Okay, so let me ask you this: would you rather be with a woman who told you she's never been with a man before? She's never been with a man before. She's looking forward to being with you and everything, and she doesn't know how to do nothing. It's just Mother Mary missionary, or be with a woman who slept with 50 guys and has techniques and Kegel techniques to kill. We're talking about like she can make that thing squirt and say your name. She can ride the dick and spell coconut with her hips.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Hold on, you answer my question.
No,
first.
it depends.
Okay, depends is an adult diaper, but continue.
Am I going to have multiple exchanges with this person, or is
Here
it just
we go.
one,
Smooth
or is it just-
remix is like
or
the
is it just a
Immortality.
one-night stand?
No.
Or is it just a one night stand?
Be with.
Be with.
Like
Okay.
you're gonna build and be with.
Okay, so yeah, I can take the virgin.
You take the virgin?
I can take the virgin.
Why? What's wrong with the 50?
Nothing's wrong with the 50. I can take either one.
Oh, you can take either one, but
Yeah.
you prefer the virgin.
No, I wouldn't have any preference.
Okay.
No.
But it's just to me it just seemed like it was defaulted where you went straight to virgin.
No.
Why? So why the
either way,
virgin?
no, I asked, the reason why I asked you is this one time or multiple times?
Right.
Because the multiple times, I can teach the virgin.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's just a one night thing, nah, give me the pro who's pro already. I want to enjoy that one night time.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I was just trying to understand where.
Yeah,
the
that's
context,
the
where you were
context.
coming
That's
from.
where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going with it.
That's it. You know, I didn't want to get in my feelings. I was just
Hey, for one, I have to be the teacher, and the other one's just the keeper.
So the 50 is the keeper. Oh, look at you. They don't call you smooth for
They
no
don't-
fucking
not
reason,
for
mate.
any reason.
No bloody reason, mate. Okay.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Yo, can you control your feelings? Are you good at controlling your feelings?
Yes.
What makes you angry? Like off
Ignorant
top.
people.
Ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't work with ignorance. I can work with stupidity. I can't work with ignorance.
Yeah, I can work with stupidity. I
Can't
can't
work
work
with
with ignorance.
No, because, all right, do you consider yourself a sensitive person?
Somewhat.
To what extent?
Sensitive to the point where I think I'm more in tune with my emotions.
You're more in tune with your emotions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I find stuff tugs on my heartstrings a little bit more nowadays.
The
Yeah.
voice change and everything. What
Yeah.
tugs on your heartstrings? Not your average Joseph.
Acts of kindness.
Random acts of kindness.
Like if I watch something and it's like if it's really moving, I find myself feeling like really like I'll find myself feel like really moved about it. I'll be like, what's wrong with me?
So what? You see it on TV or you see it in person? Like,
TV in person,
but you don't know the
it's just
you
got
don't know
to
the context behind it. You just know that it's a random act of, or it's a kind act.
a kind act, and a lot of times, if I'll know the context behind it, you know what I mean. It's not always a situation
It's
where
not
it's just,
staged?
It's
You
not.
don't know,
It's
okay.
not staged. You know what I
Okay.
mean. But yeah, I find I'll be more receptive to it as far as my emotions. But other than that, I'm not the type to have my feelings hurt. I'm not the type to get mad instantly.
I think, but that's part of the aspect of with you and you not getting your feelings hurt. You've come away, like you said, to master the whole rejection aspect.
Right.
So things aren't gonna always go your way.
Exactly.
And then you've trained and taught yourself that kind of thing to be conditioned to not take things personal and everything. So you're emotionally you're emotional.
Yes.
As men, we're not really taught too much to kind of go into the emotional thing from our generational time.
Yeah.
These new generation young men and stuff that are they beg to. I hope it's different. Like with my son, I don't try to let him hold back from.
Oh no,
crying.
this new generation, they emo, boy.
The emo.
They emo, bro. They emo, bro. You listen to the music. It's sad. It's moody.
But they've
It's
been
all
had
type-
sad music,
it's all
moody
type of-
music from back then.
It's even it's like 3 to 4 times now.
You think
bro.
so?
Damn.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
Nah, I listen to a lot of music. I feel like it's
When did you think? When do you feel music started getting moody to you? When did music started getting moody to you?
well, I think it's like what form of moody we talking about? Like emotional breakup, or we talking about like I'm just sad and depressed? If we're talking about I'm sad and depressed, I want to say that kind of came from like the rock era, because like look at the Kurt Cobain, the Smell Like Teen Spirit type of thing, Nirvana.
Yes.
Like I felt like then it was moody and emotional. That's like early '90s, right?
Yeah.
Because he even took his own life.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like it's always been there, and I think the only thing is difference is that, especially when it comes to music, we live in a time where we're not dependent on the radios, or we're not dependent on like the CDs and stuff like that. It's instant gratification. Like, fuck, I love that song, Mad World. Let me hit play on Mad World. Mad World. And I find it kind of funny, find it kind of sad. The dreams on which I'm dying are the best I ever had.
Right at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instant gratification. So, I mean, it's just there to be on repeat a lot more.
Right.
But I still feel like it was still there. But they've been had emo people, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. I feel like you're more emotionally intelligent than emotional. Can you agree with that?
I can agree with that.
Like, you know the difference between the two, right? Like emotional is more of your feelings, like what you extenuate to, like, I don't know, to prove
How you react.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reaction.
Yeah.
Exactly. You see something happy, it makes you happy, you know. You might be ecstatic, you might be sad, and then you're emotionally intelligent, you're kind of aware of body language, certain type of things from another person. Empathy.
Yes.
Empathy is a form of
emotionally
emotionally
intelligent.
intelligent. So I mean, I feel like we've come far as peoples, as human beings, but we've been removed from emotions. Like we're technologically advanced.
Yeah.
Oh, that motherfuckers, we about to go on Mars. We about to go on Mars and just chill. But I feel like emotionally, we're just kind of not giving a fuck to like people. Like I always seen like somebody. This one girl said it to me a long time ago. She's like, well, I don't know if I might have a rich uncle somewhere in a castle. He about to die, and then he wants to give his money to like a long lost niece, whatever. Right?
I was about to ask you think if it's more of we're developing more of a selfish nature, because and then there you go with that example.
Yeah. Real talk. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people, they're like, yo, I'm going to do this, me. And they kind of do things to kind of remove them from showing emotions to people and everything like that, right? Like I remember when the whole Kamala Harris talk was coming up about, like, I guess, the vice presidential debate.
Yeah.
They were saying, oh, they don't like the fact that she wasn't able to be herself. So I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? And they're like, she was in a position where she had to maintain and not look like the angry black woman
Right.
in the process. But I was like, I would prefer, me personally, maybe because I consider myself emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
Not to the, like the PhD course, maybe like the beginner intermediate level.
Right.
I would prefer her to be like that. Because to me, I feel like it's more relatable as
It is
human
more
nature.
relatable, but we know, because of our emotional intelligence, we know why she wouldn't be like that. We prefer it,
Yeah.
but we know why, because we know there's other people out there that's not emotionally intelligent, and she's also got to be mindful of those people as well. So that's why she
Right.
ain't gonna go off of the cuff and be that angry black woman trope.
Fair. I don't
that,
even,
you know.
but I don't, that's what I'm saying. Like, in general, I just feel like us as people, we've come to this point where we're just not there no more with emotions. Like, people will tell you how they're feeling.
Yeah.
They're emotional, but they're not emotionally intelligent because they don't give a fuck about you or the next person. Empathy is like kind of a rarity now. Everybody's more narcissistic. Check me out. I got 10 million selfies of me.
Social programming.
Social programming.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We removed that, man. Come on. We just have to think about it. We just said, do we believe people are moving in a more selfish direction?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about me. It's all about getting those likes. It's all about, oh, I don't really care what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it can help me get more likes. I don't really know you. I'm not sure if I should really be friends with you.
Mm.
But you're popping. So I'll just pretend to like you so maybe we can get a couple selfies on to get me popping. It's become like it's a selfish thing, but social media rewards you with likes, rewards you with all these things that helps you develop your selfish nature.
Okay, let me ask you this. Can you be emotionally intelligent and a stern person at the same time?
I believe so.
How?
Well, I mean, you're separating the two, right? Your emotions is more.
But if you're okay, I don't want to cut you. Go ahead, run it.
With being emotionally intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
I think the intelligent aspect of it still gonna give away to some form of logic.
Right.
So if a situation calls for sternness,
Mm-hmm.
you're probably going to keep your emotions in check to a degree to allow you to still be able to function with that degree of logic.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
It to an extent, because I feel like if you're stern, right? If you're a stern type of tough person, you won't really come off empathetic. I'm not saying they don't correlate, but the logic aspect, what you were saying, like the reason and the rationale,
Yeah.
that's there. A stern person, more than the time stuff, will have that, but they will
Right.
lack the emotionally intelligent thing. Like some people, like me, I know that's my fault. With me, I'd be like, you know what? How you doing? How you feeling? And you like, my goldfish died. Be like, sorry for your loss, but you know the world goes on. Keep trucking. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, you don't understand. Flipper was like no other and stuff. And I've been like, yo, pull your skirt down, dog. Like, I will buy you 2 goldfishes tomorrow. Relax. But you know what I'm saying? Like, me, I'm being stern, like, hey, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay not to be okay. But then some people and stuff, they're looking for more. They're looking for like, you poor baby. Hold on, let me dry your tear for you. Mumusiku, you know, the baby talk and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like most of the time stern people deliver that.
They don't, but an emotionally intelligent person who still needs said person, whoever they're dealing with, to go to work or do whatever they could
Function with the world.
whatever.
Yeah.
They're gonna use their emotional intelligence and work themselves into a position to get what they need.
So they'll put some of the sternness aside to kind of get the task at hand solved.
Right.
Okay. I can work with that.
You know what I mean? To ease up a bit because they know, okay, I gotta give you, maybe I gotta give you the sugar. I gotta bury the medicine in there with the sugar, but I'm gonna let you taste the sugar. And when you taste the sugar, you be like, oh, all right, no, you're right. I can get another Fluffies.
Also, that's how you handle emotions of others.
Yes.
Interesting. You Mary Poppins motherfucker, you.
Yep.
I'll give it a shot. Because me, I try to bring it to a level where style and substance,
Yeah.
to kind of make it relatable and understandable to them, and the reasoning why
Style and substance is a good
we're
method
having
as
this
well.
conversation.
Yeah.
Because I want you to be better.
Yeah.
I want you to be the best form of you possible. but you have this weight on your shoulder that's slowing you down and hindering you from going to be great.
Right. So okay. So I had that approach as well. The style and substance as well. Right. But the empathy with sternness, it took a little bit to get, because what that calls for you to put it calls for you to put yourself in that other person's shoes, even if you think that other person might be acting foolish or stupid. Put myself in their shoes, try to be sympathetic or have empathy to what they're going through. And then while I'm there, now bring them into my shoes by saying, hey, I'm in this position. This is what I'm thinking. Hey, you thought of this from this position? The position that you now see me in with you? Did you think of this? Because now they see me, I'm in that vulnerable spot that they're in.
It goes back to what we were saying in the beginning, perspective, right?
Perspective.
Right.
So now they're in that, they see me in that vulnerable spot that they're in, but I just came up with an idea. You understand? Oh shit, there's still ideas available to us even in this vulnerable state.
Right.
So let me try and rock with that idea that you just had.
Gotcha.
Right? The sternness is me allowing myself to break down a little bit and put myself in that person's shoes, even though I don't want to be there, but I want to get that point across. So I got to break down a little bit to get that point across.
So you can be at the same time simultaneously. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I can dig.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's logic involved, because if there's no logical outcome, then I'm like, fuck you, I ain't trying to bring myself down to your level. Why? There's no need for me.
Yeah. I see that. Okay, man. Let's get to the question of the week. Question of the week is...
Question of the week.
How would you define the word beauty?
Something that is pleasing to the soul.
God damn. My next question of the week part 2. How many women have you slept with? That was poetic as fuck. Okay? Like, yo. Something that is pleasing to the soul.
That's beauty, man.
Yeah. Fuck my definition up. It just kind of blew it out the water. I don't even want to repeat my shit. I think for me, I'm gonna show you how watered down my shit is compared to yours.
Right.
You fully you encased the damn medicine with all that fucking sugar around it.
Wait, that's why I put the sugar on.
All around it, whatever. To me, if I'm describing the word beauty, I look at the word beauty as something that is pleasing to the speaker or the viewer or the person who's taking it in. The perspective. It's a perspective kind of thing, right? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and if you're at the bar, beauty's in the eye of the beer holder, right? So, I mean, you can drink enough till she go from the Hobbit to turn to Holly Berry.
Yeah. This is true.
And go home with your precious. And then you can have a situation where no one else can find the beauty within a person, but you dig it.
You see it.
Like, I look at it and stuff, is that way back when same set X that we used to do salsa dancing and shit like that, whatever. She used to call this thing called Wild Couple Wednesdays.
Okay.
Whatever, right? So that's how when I seen like Women Crush Wednesday,
Yeah.
I was like,
You automatically.
I thought it was Wild Couple.
Right,
I'm like,
right,
I only
right.
see one chick.
Right.
Where the guy at? Whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Man, when she used to call it out and she pointed out to me, she's like, it never fails that on Wednesdays she would see like top model chick with some hobbit or some monster looking kind of guy. Or she'll find like this stud,
Yeah.
this gorgeous type of man with like some chick and stuff for her. She's like, how the fuck did you get him? Whatever, right?
Right,
And I was
right,
like, I started paying attention. But then if we're looking at the word beauty, these people could have some kind of beauty we cannot recognize, or it's not in our perspective.
Exactly.
Because if it was in our perspective and stuff, we wouldn't look at them on or we want to look on a superficial level, say like aesthetically,
Right.
Because they might be like, they're a couple.
Yeah.
Or if it was a beauty thing where we found the person, like let's say the nerd guy, in the process with the top model woman, being like, "You lucky bastard."
Yeah. I mean, the way how I phrase it, I think I'm looking at it from the standpoint that you always hear somebody say they may not know what it is, but it's something that speaks to their soul.
They can't put it in words.
They can't put it in words, right? And I think to me that's how beauty is. It's
Tupac,
like,
there's no way I can pay you back. My plan is to show
show you how to understand.
Yeah.
To me, that's like how beauty is, because I may not be able to describe what I see in that person.
Correct.
That you could, a lot of times, that's another thing. What do you see in that person?
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's another thing that you hear a lot. Like, what do you see that I don't see?
Man.
Well, there's beauty.
It's beauty. Man, let me tell you something.
There's beauty.
I know a woman,
Yeah.
right? I want to say I'm interested in. So in the summer, we went to a barbecue outside, social distance, not a big crowd.
Right.
So the woman that I'm talking to, she's about my height.
Okay.
Right? Now
Yeah.
there's a shorter woman that came through,
Yeah.
and she probably like maybe a little bit down to my chest or something like that. She short, petite frame. She got all three: face, breast, butt. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at her, I'm like, huh. I hear like when a little small talk conversation and stuff, whatever. She's saying like, oh, she does this, she should do modeling, something like that pertains to like Instagram and some other type of things and all that type of stuff. But she works in like some kind of sector of the government.
Okay.
Right? So I'm like, oh, that's dope. So let's say past the 2 weeks after that, whatever, I'm talking to said woman again, and we're cracking jokes, and something pertaining to the top model chick. The chick came up with a short chick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, the model chick. She's like, model? That's what you like? Whatever. So I'm like, why you say it like that?
Yeah.
That's what you like. She's like,
Yeah.
that little bit chick, you like him tiny and small. I'm like, judgy?
Jeez.
Yeah, okay.
Jeez.
Okay. You see, right? That shit hurt. It hit different. And you're not even me.
Oh, no. Man, poor
And
girl.
I was like, if something, she's like, what do you like about it? So I'm like, no, I like you. But I'm like, I don't know. It was something I just couldn't put in words like that. And because I couldn't articulate myself fast enough, she's like, well, I'll get you her number. You can talk to her. I'm like, no.
There's nothing
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick to cuss a brother. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yikes. But the beauty aspect, I like your definition. I'm going to run with it. Folks at home, yeah, if you have another definition of beauty, well, we welcome it.
Let us know.
Send us. Let us know.
Let us know.
Let's get to the Ask the Sons. First Ask the Sons question comes from Chill Bill. And he says, what was the most scariest thing you've seen on the dark web and still have chills from?
Now, I thought about this, and I don't think I've ever ventured on the dark web as of yet.
Shit. I seen a beheading.
You seen a beheading?
I seen a beheading. I don't know. I think somebody sent it to me in email.
Yeah.
This is like, I guess, like that time when Al Qaeda was popping. Yo, what happened to Al Qaeda? Like, yo, ISIS came in. They said, "Fuck Al Qaeda." But when Al Qaeda was like beheading a dude, and I was like, they had him lined up.
Right.
You know how the old tapes was, like they had the flag in the back and the
yeah,
music, and then I'm looking, I'm like, yo, is this legit? I'm like, oh my goodness, and like that little beginning part, it was like hacking away. It kind of fucked me up, so I kind of shut down the email.
The link it sent you through different portals to get to wherever that video was hosted, or was that something that was pulled off the somewhere off the dark web and then placed?
And placed in,
Okay. See, Okay, I've seen a few beheading videos, but there wouldn't be.
You seen a few?
Yeah, because you
say
get
that shit like all regular.
No, because you get the links, right?
Right.
But to say that I've actually gone in, like I've gotten, because it takes a few levels to get to the actual dark web itself.
Right, but if they give you a link can still take you directly to skip those levels.
That's why I was asking you if it was a link that was going through like certain portholes and just going. Okay, got it. I don't know. Well, maybe possibly. But for me to say,
how do you stomach that shit? That's my question to you. I'm asking that son over there. You said you seen a few beheading videos.
You talked to a guy who watched all those banned from TV VHSs that used to surface around back in the day.
Oh my goodness, those things was brutal too.
Yeah, bro. You
watched them?
I've been through that life.
You need a hug. You need therapy, dog.
I need something, man. I need something.
Because they had one where like a guy got shot point blank and like his blood and brains splattered places.
Well, that's the one where I seen where they ate the monkey brains, where they you know what I mean, clamped the little thing around the monkey's head while it was still alive.
I heard they smashed it with a mallet?
Smash it with a mallet and just scoop the brains out.
Yikes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you didn't need dark web. You were already dark.
I was dark. I was dark from the beginning, man.
Yikes.
The force.
We're going to pray for you. Trust God. Trust God. For real, in your case. Mel 36 said, if most people knew what and how it was done, what would people stop consuming?
Chicken McNuggets.
Chicken McNuggets? It's fucked up like that? What you know about chicken McNuggets that I don't know about?
You ever never seen the meme made?
Nah.
It's like paste.
It's not putting parts and combined like Captain Planet? I can deal with that. The combined, like, yeah. Can run with that.
It's all no, you can, eating it you can run with it, but not seeing it made. Seeing it made, it might be a different story.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think most people know how it was made. You're right. It's just like hot dogs, because they call hot dogs something else and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of food. If you've seen the process,
yeah,
you probably wouldn't. I'm not saying that you would not eat it, but you'd probably be like
hesitant.
Yeah.
You do like a hesitate type of pivot step, whatever, hezzy. Like, see, I think with me, you know what fucked me up? 7-Eleven Slurpees. I talked to a girl way back in the day. We went to school together, and I was looking like, oh snap, you didn't bring your brother no free Slurpees and everything. She's like, those things are disgusting. I'm like, Slurpees are like gifts from God. What are you talking about, right? She said, since she was working there, she's been trained to clean that Slurpee machine once. She said she's never seen anybody clean a Slurpee machine after she was trained.
Wow.
I was like, bleh. And she's like, the time when she went to go clean, there was like mold and mildew. And like, I was like, so every time I go to 7-Eleven, I don't look at the Slurpees the same way after that. I was like, yeah.
It's true though. And I've never ever seen anybody clean a Slurpee machine before.
Right. Even like the bootleg Slurpees or the ices in the movie theaters. Never.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gimpy the Gimp with the last question. Still love that name, by the way.
Gimps.
What's the weirdest thing that someone said while you were peeing at the urinal?
The weirdest thing someone said.
First of all, bro code states that no one's supposed to be speaking to nobody when penises are in hands.
Yeah.
People violate that shit all the time.
I don't know. It's I've never had anybody spoke to me while
you're in the washroom, while you're pissing? Never in your 46 years of life.
Listen, I make it a point to put an ignorant face on
you mean mug when you go piss?
I mean mug when I go piss, man. I don't want nobody talking to me while I'm pissing, bro.
Oh my God.
I make a conservative effort to look like I'm pissed off pissing.
Okay, maybe I should start doing that then.
And I've never had any.
I'm pissing.
I've never had any. Now, washing my hands by the little sink.
Yeah.
But they've never said anything that was off the wall.
No, I heard one guy and stuff. He fucked me up one day. I think he was walking up to the urinal. I'm pissing on the urinal, on the other one.
Yeah.
And he's walking up to the urinal and he's like, I heard this is where all the dicks hang out. I was like, why are you like? He just shut his mouth.
That's good.
Shut your
That's good,
ass
man. That's good.
Yo, I was like, and then I had another situation. It wasn't me, but it was like, I guess I'm assuming these guys know each other. I'm assuming. I went to go piss. I think it was at a movie theater or something like that. And the guy, like, their urinals from each other. There's a space between them, you know, for bro code purposes.
Yeah.
And then one dude said, "Why he's pissing?" He's like, "Is it hard to manscape?" Bruh, this is not the place for that conversation. Why would you ask for that?
Yeah, they gotta be boys. They must be boys. That's not a random question.
Say that shit outside the washroom, though. You don't say it inside.
That's not a random question though. That's a bro code, bro.
And then
that's the code.
I remember I went into like an inside stall to go piss one day, and these were coworkers. It happened at work. These were coworkers. They still left space for the Holy Ghost, like you know, but they didn't put those walls up like so people don't crotch watch, right? And then I heard a man like both men are pissing, whatever. I'm trying to wrap it up and get out, whatever.
Yeah.
And I heard a man say, "Nice watch." Now, you see how your face is? Because I'm in there like, the fuck? Isn't his hand by his dick? Like, so why are you looking at the watch? You trying to crotch watch.
Yeah.
There's some violators out here.
Yeah. See, that's why I mean mug, man.
I think I need to start mean mugging.
That's why I mean mug when I go to use the washroom. I'm not trying to have any I'm there for one thing and one thing only.
Piss, wash hands, and slide out.
There you go.
All right, man. Let's get to that point.
I'm gonna get that gas face in the washroom.
You start mean mugging. That's how you do mean mugging.
As soon as I kick that door.
You DMX? You growling? Shit. You will clear the fucking washroom. I'll tell you that for a fact. I'm like, why is this guy here barking like a...
They're moving.
I was here to ask the Associated Sons for the week. A little weekly motivation for y'all while we slide out.
This So Says the Sons is brought to you by Faith on Fashions. Want to send a special shout out all the way to Connecticut for supplying us with these lovely t-shirts.
Yeah.
Right? And trust God, man. You know what I mean?
And got a little Psalm scripture right here.
Right here. In you, Lord my God, I put my trust. Right? faithonfashion.com. You can check them out. We'll put the link in our social media and all that good stuff. All right, hit them up, man. Hit them up.
So say the Sons this week. You have more than enough time. You're just not using it wisely. So
says the Sons.
I think a lot of people don't monitor their time spent on certain type of things like task-wise, and there's room for improvement.
Well, I mean, we've always talked about it before about developing proper time management skills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But some people, they don't utilize those type of things, right? You have 24 hours within a day, 8 hours you're supposedly supposed to sleep for, 8 hours you work for, depending on your commute to and fro from work. Right now, some people are working from home, so where their commute time and stuff is now cut or ceased to exist. This is the time I feel like you can utilize that to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Be the best version of you possible.
Yeah.
Whether it be working out physically, whether it be reading or strengthening your mind mentally. This is the time. It's just that people have a lot of times for excuses, and this is just to iterate with them like, enough with the excuses, go be great.
Enough with the excuses. So just like Marv says, man, 24 hours in a day, you got certain activities that take up a certain amount of time.
Yes.
And then there's the times in between like that are just wasted. And it may be 15 minutes here, it may be 20 minutes here, and it may not seem like it's anything, but if you were to add up all that together, it's time that you could have really dedicated towards something.
Right.
So what you really got to do is figure out what it is that you want to do, and then say, okay, from here to here, I know I get home from work at a certain time, I got to be in bed by a certain time.
Yeah.
What in between that I can play with, and then dedicate that. Because if you don't dedicate it, then it just becomes wasted time.
Well put. Yes, folks. We are at the end of the show.
It is time.
It is time. It was smooth. We learned a lot.
We learned a lot. It was good. This is good. It's a good episode.
Can I get definition of beauty one more time, please? Something that is pleasing to the soul.
Something that's pleasing to the soul.
I'm going to tell my dream woman that. See if that makes it happen.
You gonna try it in a few?
Goddamn right. Try it in a few.
Try it in a few.
Once again, folks, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Remember the difference between genius and stupidity. It says genius has its limits. Stupidity don't.
Oh, and super shout out for help with the new music at the beginning of the show. Super DJ Peter Parker.
Yes.
Good looking out. Good looking out.
Peace and love.
Peace.
The
Trust
Podical
God.
Sons was not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.